Hi guys, welcome back to another video for the Bloodbath rule set. This is to go over the strategic bombers and their air transport capability. In the BBR, it's important to know that the strategic bombers only roll for the first round of combat. If you look on page 42 of your manual, attacking strategic bombers, that's very important. The attacking one, the defender, is still the same. Only participate in the first round of combat, after which they must retreat or be taken as a casualty. And there are times you will have to, you'll be put in a scenario that you will need to take the bomber as a casualty to make sure that you have your ground forces are able to succeed in what you need them to do. So we're gonna do a few scenarios here. First off, we're gonna do the scenario of the bomber only rolling for the first round of combat. And it's also indicated here on the battle board. Bomber attacker, only one round. So let's just say we got the guys from Siam and artillery going in. We have a tank and a mech going in, and we are going into Shan State. And then we have another guy for French Indochina. And also we have two bombers. Okay. Now in this scenario here, you would roll a dice, of course, just like normal, and they would roll their defense. Now we should say, for the sake of argument, the anti-aircraft missed, because that's kind of typical, and so we're good to go. So now we roll our attacking dice, and we'll just say we got 3 hits. Okay, so they're going to go 1, 2, and 3, leaving them 2 tanks. Now let's just say they got really lucky and got 4 hits. Okay, so we're going to go 1, oops, no, we're not going to do what you would do. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you do that, and you have 1 more to take off. Now, if you take him off, remember these have to retreat. So now you'd be stuck with 1 tank versus 2 tanks. Okay, so what you might want to do is, if you really want to take this territory, you might keep that, and you might have to take this as a casualty, and then he retreats. Okay, or if you're really gung-ho about it, you might just want to keep all 3 and keep both of those as casualties, so you're good to go. But you can see what I mean, that gets pretty strategic, actually, into what you need to do with these. Are they casualties or are they retreating? Okay, so you just gotta remember that they attack the first round and then they're gone. They can't linger around and not attack and then be a casualty the next round. After the rolling is done, you need to decide, are these casualties or are they retreating? Okay, at that moment. Okay, so that covers the first round of attack. Now let's set up another scenario. This is also important for transports. Let me get a transport here. Okay, all right. Now, we all know the rules for transports. Okay, I'll rephrase. The out-of-box rules for transports is they are auto-killed. Okay. The BBR rule set for transports is a single transport is auto-killed. Not if it's more than 1 transport, they are not auto-killed, but that's combined arms. But that's not important now. What important is there is a single transport there, and Japan wants to go in with a bomber to take it. This is not an auto-kill, because this bomber only attacks 1 round. If you roll and miss, he has to retreat. Okay, and this transport survives. Okay, it's a very important thing on the BBR. Okay, this is not an auto kill. If he misses, that's tough luck. He has to leave. Okay, so now we covered that. Now let's get into the air transport ability. Now the air transport ability was added because the bomber was stricken of its attack power, only attacking the first round. I did not want to add units such as air transports, and I did not want to adjust the cost of the bomber to justify it only rolling once. So what we did was give it more capabilities to do more stuff. And it is historical that the UK specifically used bombers and stripped them to use as air transports. Okay, I make sure whenever there's a rule incorporation, there is some history behind it. Okay, it's not like I just like, oh, let's just use bombers as transports. Okay, I'm not saying it was widely practiced. I'm saying it happened, and that's good enough for me. Okay, so that kills that. That solves all my problems, kills the two birds with one stone. I don't have to adjust the value of these, and I give it more, I bring it back up to the 12 IPC value by doing more stuff, and it makes it more strategic as well. So let's get into the paratrooping ability. Okay, so same scenario, Shan State. We have two guys going in, and you have just basically, it's all the same thing going in, okay? Now, what this means here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units going in. That means I can paradrop a max of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because you cannot drop more than what is going in by the ground. And we can see here on page 42 of your book, the combat drops may only drop into a territory where other ground units are attacking. Okay, so basically, if there's no guys going in, you can't drop any. If there's one guy going in, you can drop one, and so on, so on, so on. If there's 20 guys going in, and you have the ability to drop 20, you can drop 20. And also, you may not, okay, we just did that part. And there's no retreat for combat dropped units. Okay, so if there was a retreat that was going to happen, the combat dropped units may not retreat. Okay, they must stay there to the bitter end and fight it out. Okay, so for this segment, we can see here we are totally good to go to drop 4 units because there are 5 going in. So let's go back a little bit. These have to originate from the same territory. Okay, they can't be like, for example, I can't go here and pick up somebody and then drop them. Okay, they have to originate from the same territory as the bomber. And also, this stuff here is on your air transport cards. Okay, so now we have, this is what we have going in. The bombers, which are now classified as air transports, do not get to attack. Okay, they have to survive in an aircraft fire naturally. And if this was to hit one, that means the plane and the paratroopers do not make it. All right, so now let's say an aircraft fire went, it missed, everything's hunky-dory. The air transports now retreat. Okay, we can do this at the non-combat phase just like normal, but these guys are out of play. Okay, and then now you just do the battle just like you would normal. Okay, whatever happens left, that doesn't matter. What happens next is important, is now these are classified as air transports. And if you look on page 42, the transport planes have different values. Okay, you can see attack and defend at 0. Okay, now, so when you land, you have to put, the air transport marker. This is to know that they are classified as air transports now. Okay, they will stay air transports until the repair units phase of Japan's following turn. So now it doesn't matter what happened here. Okay, we'll just say Japan took it. It's fine. Now what happens is one of these Spitfires can come in here and go 1 and take both of those out with no defense. Okay, these would be auto kills now, and then land back over here. Okay, so it's very important that when you land your air transports, that you make sure they are not auto killed. Okay, so I think we went over that. Now, let me see here. Let's go to what would be the next scenario? Guess is that it? I don't want to forget something. Okay, we went over, let me blast through this. Repairing his phase. The cargo plane, basically the cargo plane is if you have heavy bombers. If you have heavy bombers, this can be classified as a transport plane or cargo plane, okay? A cargo plane can bring a unit such as a artillery, mechanized infantry, or tank. And then the max of this is 2 infantry. It's all indicated here on page 42. Oh, the non-combat drops, we gotta go over that. Okay, so now, let's reverse all this. Oh, and as for these air transports, in this video, I will have a link where you can just print some out and whatnot. If you do not have air transports markers, that's fine. You do not need them. You can indicate them with any chip. You know, just mark them with something that indicates that they are in a different state. Therefore, when if attacked, they are auto-killed. Okay, non-combat drops. Now, non-combat drops is a max, there we go, a max of 2 units per territory you or an ally own at the beginning of your turn. So, it does, here, let's do this, that's better. Actually, let's put this a little further out, make it a little more, here, let's get this just a little bit more. So it makes a little more sense. All right. So now, a max of 2 per territory you or an ally control at the beginning of your turn. So now he can drop, he can go 1, 2, and drop 2 off. He can stay there, you know, or he can, you know, fly somewhere else. It doesn't matter. He can do a max of 2 because he owns at the beginning of your turn. Doesn't matter if there's anybody there or not. Unlike the attacking where you have to match ground units, doesn't matter. It's just max per 2. What you cannot do is this. You cannot non-combat. You can't non-combat drop more than 2 units per territory. Okay, you can do 2 there. You can put 2 there. You can put 2 there. Doesn't matter. Just cannot exceed 2 per territory. Okay? And like I said, in combat, whatever you have going in is your max. Okay, so we went over everything now. And the same thing for the non-combat drops. They must originate in the same territory as the plane. Okay, you can't. What you cannot do is go 1, pick him up, 2, pick him up, and then drop. Okay, if your bomber's there and there's no guys there, well, he cannot be used as air transport on this turn. Okay, I mean, that was kind of a lot to go over, but I think you got it all. All right, so like I said, any questions, you know, feel free to ask. Also, like I said, I'll put these in the description box so you can download some if you don't want to use any color chips. All right, guys, we'll see you for something else. Bye-bye.